Nemesis Sensei, Chapter 2. Shinichi set off for his local convenience store. He bought his orange-scented cigarettes that he loved so much, and some canned cold frappuccino. He drank it all outside, and then started smoking as he walked, settling his nerves. Hiroi didn't know that Shinichi had yet to actually talk to Mizuki at the bookstore. She was special. He couldn't be himself with her. She'd never want to date a pervert like him with such sloppy habits, so he had to be cool and tidy and wholesome, normal. He'd practiced smiling at his reflection, and then he went inside. He had it all planned out. He would ask for a book that they didn't have in stock, and then ask her to order it for him and leave his number. Then he would chat about the author, and he would have an excuse to come and talk to her again. It was so simple. He checked the shelf just to be sure. The book was right there. 3 copies. Everything else by the author was in stock. Well, now what, Shin? How are you going to talk to Mizuki now, Four Eyes? He looked around desperately. Cyborg gunslinger Ryan is out? Aw, said a kid. Good enough. He then found Mizuki. Excuse me, miss, he began. She turned to face him with a smile. Yes, sir? I was hoping to buy Cyborg Gunslinger Ryan, but it's out of stock. Can you help me order one? He asked. Sure, Mizuki replied. Thank you, Mizuki, he said, reading her name tag. She led him to a computer terminal and input her password. She asked for his name. Oh, good, you're already in the system. Oh, thank you, she said. And she went over his information with him. Cyborg gunslinger Ryan, right? She asked. He nodded. All right, Negazawa-san. When we get this in stock, we will call you. Thank you, Mizuki-san, he said with a small bow. Okay, the ice is broken, and he stepped outside to find a smoking lounge. This part of town was an uncivilized place where a guy couldn't smoke in the fresh air. He went inside a department store and followed the signs to the smoker lounge. He sat and leaned back on the seat before lighting up. He relaxed, inhaling shallowly at first, and then deeply on his cigarette. What's got you tense, young man? Is it girl trouble? Teased an old fisherman. Isn't it always the case? Shin asked with a grin. Listen, be bold, and she won't care that you have phimosis, the old man said with a laugh. That that's not the problem, Shin replied. One of these days that will be the right advice, replied the fisherman. Well, see, my problem is that I've been doing that paid dating stuff, Shin began. Ah, Enjo Kosai. Yes, but now I'm trying to get a real date. Young man, just remember, girls, they're people too. Talk to her and be real. Don't act like a dork in one of those movies. And if she wants you to act like that, dump her. The fisherman then bummed a cig from him. Shinichi gladly passed one over. Thanks. One more thing. Always hide your porn, the old man added. They laughed together. The old man turned to a department store clerk. How about you, sweetie? Want some advice? The fisherman asked. She politely waved him away. Shinichi stayed long enough to smoke 2 cigarettes, and then he left. What to do with the rest of his day? He went back home and tested his aim with his taser. Hiroi went to the meetup in his workout clothes. Bullet Train had beat him there. Hello, I'm Hiroi Matsui. I'm Pivot's friend, he said, bowing. Seijiro Mendo, he replied. Hiroi nodded. Megumi and Surprise Peach arrived together. He didn't recognize her at first. Her hair was black today. Momojisa Azuki and Megumi Meguro, Seijiro said. Hiroi introduced himself. Oh, I already know, Momojisa said with a smile. She was that girl from the train, but why hadn't he recognized her? My power also makes you forget my face, Momojisa explained, noting his consternation. But that still didn't explain. He let it go. Okay, you are all dressed appropriately, but for Megu Megu's earrings, Hiroi said. How did you know? Seijiro asked. Didn't you know? Hiroi is Megu Megu's boyfriend, Momojisa said with a teasing laugh. Focus, please. Now, I know you do PE at school, but it doesn't really prepare you for what you'll be facing in mask battles, Hiroi said. Cardio is important, put, but more important is your flexibility and your balance, he continued. And he led them through a series of balance and strength exercises and some stretches. Rule number one, never neglect your health, he said. Momojisa lost her balance and fell. Hiroi lightened her weight and caught her. You're all right. Get back up and try again, he said gently. She now wrapped her arms around his neck and said, You saved me. She tried to kiss him on the cheek, but he tossed her back onto the balance beam. She squawked, and he looked nervously at Megumi. She pretended not to have noticed. Hiroi was not going to be taken in by Momo's tricks. That crap might work on boys, but not on her, man. Seijiro, Pivot recommended you change your name to Wrecking Ball. Jiro pondered this, and then he shook his head. Bullet Train stays. I'm of the mind that it's an impressive name. Only to train otaku. You're a hero, not some TV show character. Nobody's going to say, Look out, here comes Bullet Train, Hiroi protested. Around that point, Jiro lost his grip and fell. Hiroi lightened his weight and caught him as well. He set him down on the ground. But they will say, There goes Bullet Train. He's off to help people. The Bullet Train helps people, Jiro said. Hiroi threw up his hands in defeat. Fine, Seijiro. Have you done any practice on your force fields? Hiroi asked. Did Pivot tell you everything? Jiro asked. Idiot, he is Pivot, Momo shouted. Oh, thanks, Momo. I didn't think they heard him over in Kobe, though, Megumi yelled. Stupid pandas should stay in the mountains of Kobe where they belong instead of bothering humans in the city, she added. Momo dropped down to her feet. You shut up, you beef cow. I'm not a panda, Momo shouted. Girls, please, you're both equally annoying. Your workout isn't finished, so get to it, Hiroi ordered. Are you really Pivot? Jiro asked. Hiroi growled. No, I'm the damned Spider-Man. Get back to work. Hiroi put his frustration to work, climbing up after them. I am your enemy. Escape me, he ordered, and he calmly pursued them across the obstacles. He caught up to Seijiro first. Too late. Maybe you can cover the girl's escape, Jiro. Fight me. Hiroi took his stance, increasing his weight. Jiro threw a clumsy punch, but it was very fast. Hiroi took it on his forehead. Ow, I think my finger is dislocated, Jiro complained, holding his hand. Better put it back in place, Hiroi said, flexing his fingers. He then lifted Jiro over his head. I just hurled you to the ground. You're out. He then set Jiro down and helped him pop his finger back into joint. He turned and then resumed pursuit. Momo tried to fascination on him, and Megumi punched him, and they both fell. He lightened them both, his eyes still locked on Momojisa. He couldn't concentrate enough to roll with the fall. Megumi pulled him to her, and she took the fall for them both. Momo, release him! Shouted as he clambered down after her. Sorry, she called out as she released him and then climbed down. Hiroi closed his eyes in pain as Megumi cradled him, and she let out a small gasp as she healed. Sorry I'm not softer, hero, she said. Never call me hero, he winced. Next time, just say I punched you off while Momo fascinated you, okay? Don't actually punch me, he said, catching his breath. Does it hurt? She asked. Lots of things hurt. Practice is done for today. He pulled himself up to his feet and then helped Megumi up. Thanks for the save. Next time at a gym? Momo asked. Yeah, we'll schedule something while my bruises heal, Hiroi replied. I'll kiss each one of them better, Megumi promised as she followed him. He scowled. You told your gal pal my identity. Who else has she told? Want to know a professional courtesy? Rule number one, masks wear masks for a reason. Respect the privacy of others, he said, limping. I'm sorry, Hiroi, she said. I'm sorry I hurt you, too. It's okay. I didn't lay down ground rules. You're the pupils. I'm the mentor. It's my own fault. She reached and took his hand. I pulled my punch, at least, she said. Oh, I didn't thank you for that. Well, thank you for holding back during training, he growled. Why are you being mean? I warned you. I'm a jerk. I'm a villain. We're mean. I forgive you, she said, but her feelings were still hurt. I'm sorry, Megumi. You didn't deserve that. I know how hard it is to have to concentrate on holding back all the time. I'm sorry that I'm not super durable to be a better match for you, he said. Don't apologize for being you. You did warn me. I like your powers, she replied, squeezing his hand. Nice control. You practice on eggshells? He asked. She nodded. Let me walk you home, she said. I'm not sure we're ready for you to know where I live yet, he replied. Well, I already know your stepmom and your father, silly. Of course we are ready for me to see your home. You're just feeling uncomfortable. Do you want to talk about it? How do you know my dad? He coaches all of us. We're swimmers. All? All three of the moon goddess warriors. Hiroi then bent over laughing. Oh, please, please pick a new name. Moon Goddess Warriors? That's the worst. Oh, you're Sailor Moon clones. She slapped his back angrily. It's a mysterious, majestic name, she insisted. It's ridiculous. Either the three of you pick a new one and let Seijiro veto anything too girly, or you let me pick one. No pupils of mine will have a name that silly, Hiroi retorted. I like it. I guess it is girly, though, she admitted. They used their passes to ride the train towards Hiroi's house. Anyway, Foxfire comes unannounced middle of the night and threatens to burn the place down if I refuse to let her sleep in my bed. Do you understand my concerns now? He explained. Hiroi, I solemnly promise to never show up drunk and threaten to smash up your building, she said, holding up her right hand. Easy promise to make when you're sober, he said. Why, Hiroi, are you threatening to ply me with alcohol? She teased. No. She let out a soft laugh. See, you're not so bad. A real bad guy thinks getting a girl drunk is just how it's done, she said, reassuring him. Oh no, you aren't planning to save me, are you? Others have tried before you, he retorted. I already said that I was listening when you warned me. I know who you are. Not really. I'm keeping an open mind as I learn. she insisted. They left the train platform, and he saw Eri. She was walking by with a little boy. Hiroi waved. Oh, hello, Hiroi. This is my son, Taro. He looked to be about 4 years old. Hello, Taro. I know your mom from the game store. This is my friend Megumi, Hiroi said. I thought she was your kid's sister, Eri said with a smile. Oh, no, not his sister. I'm his girlfriend, right? Megumi replied, with a warning squeeze on his hand. Yes, she's my girlfriend. We've only been on one date so far, though, he said with a grimace, looking at her. Well, have a nice day, Eri said cheerfully as she led her son away. Megumi finally released his hand. What was that about? She asked. A lady from the game store that I might want to date. We said we'd give it a try. That is not the same as being engaged, now is it? He replied, angry himself. Yeah, but you called me your friend, she said. We haven't even kissed yet, so mellow out. She paused at this. Let's go, she then said, reaching for his hand again. He pulled his hand away. Your hand-holding privileges have been revoked due to abuse, he said coldly. He continued walking. Can I still walk you home? We're almost there anyway. Listen, she said, catching up. I get it. I came off possessive, but it's just because I'm feeling really self-conscious and anxious after what happened today. I'm sorry. I won't hurt you or act like I own you, okay? He didn't reply. Hiroi, I'm sorry, she persisted. He stopped and took a breath. I like you. I like Eri, too. She's got a kid, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. And you hurt my hand with that little display, and you might have ruined my chances with Eri, and that is not cool. Very not cool. Until I tell you we're exclusive, do not assume that we are. If I call you my friend, accept it because you are. If I call you my girlfriend, accept that too, he said before continuing on. Hey, she called, following. You aren't the boss. You don't dictate the rules for how I feel, she said. Feel however you want, but you don't own me, and we are still in early stage of this relationship. I make the rules because somebody has to. You disagree with a rule? Say so, and we'll work it out. Agreed? I agree to that, she said. But I am always introduced as your girlfriend. If a girl can't handle the fact that you won't be exclusive with her, don't pretend that you might be. I'm not a toy to pick up and put down. Is that how I made you feel? He asked, looking at her. It is, she replied. He nodded. I did not mean for you to feel unvalued like that. And she looked at his eyes, and she was certain that she was seeing the real Hiroi behind the sarcasm and the rules and the control he used to protect himself. He was a man who had felt unloved and abandoned and never wanted to feel that way again, or to make anyone else feel that way. She wanted to kiss him right then, but all she could do was nod while looking into his eyes and hope that he knew that she really understood him. I won't abandon you, Megumi whispered. He looked away, blinking. Yes, you will, he whispered, hoping that she didn't hear. Everybody does. But she did hear him over the noise. What would she do when he said something really hurtful that he would later regret? Would she stay long enough for him to apologize? Would she forgive him? She followed. They reached his apartment building. They walked to the door together. Hiroi dialed in his apartment number and pushed the open button. He then pulled the door open. He led the way in. Inside the apartment, they were alone. I guess my folks are out. Are you hungry? He asked. She nodded. Hiroi looked around the pantry and then checked the fridge. I hope they're getting groceries. Would some miso soup be okay? I have some instant mix, he said. She walked over to the table. That will be fine. I have some beef jerky that we can toss in the pot and we can pretend, she said. Well, sounds like we'll be eating like royalty then, he said with a smile. She tore open her package of beef jerky and poured most of it into the heating water. Go ahead and put the mix in. It will flavor the beef, she said. But the instructions say to wait until the water is boiling, he protested. It will be okay. The rules don't cover everything. She put a piece of jerky into his mouth and bit one for herself. He complied and stirred with a spoon. He thanked her for the jerky. It was teriyaki flavored. He put an arm around her. Aren't we just like a couple of newlyweds? He asked. You be careful with that kind of talk. I'm still a virgin, she protested, resting a hand on his. I'll be gentle when it's time. I want you to know that, he said. You don't have to be. I'm not delicate, she said. What makes you think you'll be the one? She then said suddenly. I have a feeling that you decided it would be me, Hiroi replied. What if I want it to be Pivot? Then you're a mask pervert. She smiled and slapped his belly playfully. Ow! He shouted, staggering. Oh, I'm sorry. Got you, jerk. I know. They ate their soup, frequently pausing to smile. I think I owe King Moho a big thank you, Hiroi said, smiling. Well, our soup is still steamy, Megumi replied. Thank you, King Moho, he said to the steam. Megumi followed suit. She got the feeling that Moho approved. After finishing the soup, she helped him clean and put away the dishes. Want to show me your room? She asked. Sure. Don't get any funny ideas, Mr. Man, Megumi warned. No, Megumi, just showing you around, he agreed. She followed him into his bedroom, noticed the laptop computer on his desk, the TV, DVD player, posters of bikini models, and an island resort somewhere. That's pretty. Where is it? Megumi asked, pointing to the resort poster. I don't know. That used to be a poster of Kodachi from Cyber Shinobi. Cyborg ninjas? Ha! Cyborg cowboys are way cooler. You take that back, he teased and playfully wrestled with her. Somehow, she really couldn't say, they ended up wrestling on his bed, and she was pulling his shirt off. Funniest thing. And then, when he looked down at her, flushed with excitement, shirtless, she pulled him down for their first kiss. Hiroi's phone rang. Don't answer it. I want another, Megumi said. Sorry, it's Shinichi. It might be important, he answered. Even Megumi could hear the porno that Shin was watching through the speaker on the phone. Listen, Hiroi, I think Mizuki might be a winner, Shin yelled out. At least turn the volume down. My girlfriend can hear you, jackass, Hiroi yelled. Hey, Harumi knows my habits. So anyway, what's a good first date? It's not her. The sound was muted immediately. Say that again, Shin demanded. It's not Harumi, Hiroi said. Oh, well, answer my question. Take her to see a movie, not like the one you're watching right now. And then Hiroi hung up. Sorry, Shin is a very crude man, Hiroi said. Do you watch those kinds of movies? Megumi asked. Most people do. Even the ones who have super girlfriends, he replied. But do you? He sighed. Yes, please don't think less of me. Let me see. I want to know if they're as awful as all the girls make it out to be, she said. Oh, well, okay. He rummaged in his drawer. Ah, there. A cartoon comedy. Safe. So, this is about a sex therapist. It's a comedy, he said. Whoa, that nurse has huge boobs, Megumi said. Yeah, the artist really had a thing. Will this make you uncomfortable? Hiroi asked. No. What do I care about cartoons? Okay. So they watched together. She laughed, she flushed, and at times she held his hand. Hiroi felt safe. Oh, that was fun. Let's watch the real thing now, though. Let me pick, Megumi said and let out another laugh. Crap. Well, okay, but please don't judge me, Hiroi pleaded. Oh my, that's a mask porn. Dragonfly Warrior versus Spider Queen. We have to watch this one, Megumi said. Okay, but it's got fighting and bondage, and Spider Queen's got pheromones that take over Dragonfly Warrior's mind, and he sort of becomes her slave, Hiroi said, feeling uncomfortable. Well, that sounds exciting, she replied. So, Dragonfly Warrior flew into Spider Queen's lair with very cheap special effects. He had to subdue Spider Queen's daughters first. He used energy blasts, but to finish them off, well, you can guess. They look like they really like it, Megumi said, and she squeezed his knee. Was it going to go that way? Hiroi hoped that his folks were out on a picnic now. Is it nice, kissing with tongues like that? She asked him. I like it, he replied. Do it to me. The kissing, I mean, Megumi said, blushing. So he did, kissing her softly, before then touching her lips with his tongue. She giggled, and then he touched his tongue to hers, and she responded, exploring his mouth. And she pulled away. Oh, now he's battling Spider Queen, she said. The fighting looked very well choreographed. Spider Queen webbed up Dragonfly Warrior little by little, and then, as he tired from the struggle, yeah, get him, Megumi urged. And Spider Queen kissed her opponent and gently bit him, rubbing her chest against him. He can't resist you any more, Spider Queen. Take him, Megumi said. Wow, you're really into this, Hiroi observed. Quiet. Yes, he's lost now. Spider Queen was sinking her fangs below the waist now. Oh, look at his face. He's in heaven. I want to make you make that face, she said, breathing heavily. Spider Queen tore off the captive hero's armor. Ha! You're sexier than he is, Megumi said, and she squeezed his thigh. Spider Queen caressed her body, and she moaned while taunting Dragonfly Warrior for being her slave. Dragonfly Warrior was still defiant, though. And then there was another cheap special effect, and a pink fog covered the two of them. Yeah, he can't fight that. Your venom and your pheromones are in his body now. He's all yours now, Megumi said, and looked over at Hiroi. Hiroi? Yes, Megumi? Does it make me dirty because I like this movie? I don't think you're dirty. Am I at least a little cute? Yes, you're cute. And you'll never make me your love slave, Oni girl. He kissed her and playfully pulled her shirt off. Spider Queen was now finishing off Dragonfly Warrior, declaring that she would make him please her every day for as long as he survived, which wouldn't be long because her daughters had recovered and they demanded that she share her new slave. The screen faded out. Megumi pulled Hiroi's pants down. Fade out. Well, it did hurt, but not for very long. I think my super healing must have taken care of all that. And that was really nice, but are you sure that my body doesn't disappoint you? Megumi asked. I like how muscular you are. I wouldn't change you a bit, Hiroi said. Did I do good with the mouth stuff? As good as Spider Queen? Hiroi chuckled. You're going to be just fine, Megu. Oni girl can kick Spider Queen's ass. And just then they heard the sound of the front door opening. Is anyone home? Ukyo asked. I'm in my room with a friend. We'll be right there, Hiroi called out, already pulling his clothes on. Megumi hurried along and laughed in embarrassment. They checked each other over, smoothing Megumi's hair and cleaning her lipstick off of Hiroi's neck and his cheek. They joined his folks in the living room. Oh, it's Megumi-chan, Goro said. It's good you and Hiroi made friends. We were workout buddies with Jiro and Momo. I told him I was in your class, and then he invited me over, she explained. Ukyo called out from the kitchen, Hiroi, can you help me put this away? Yeah, Ma. Hiroi quickly moved to help. Now don't embarrass Hiroi by showing off your muscles, okay, Megu-chan? Goro said. Oh, it's too late, Goro sensei. He admires my muscles, Megumi called out. I do, Hiroi affirmed. Megumi chan, she works really hard, he added. Do you like her? Ukyo asked. Well, yeah, he replied. She's really sweet, and she's cute in her own way, Ukyo said with a smile. And she added, I think you make a good couple. Better than that Harumi, even though your dad likes her. Megumi won't go behind your back with cuter guys. Are you saying Harumi would? Ask yourself if she ever did. Hiroi paused. I know she did. So, how do you know so much about girlfriends? He asked. I've been a girlfriend for a few years, Hiroi. I know, Ukyo said, and they laughed together. They sat down together for some green tea in the kitchen. I'm happy that you're friends too, Hiroi. Megumi-chan is one of my favorite customers, Ukyo said. They had a nice chat. Later that night, around 10 p.m., Shinichi realized he hadn't showered all day. As usual, he didn't care. He could go another night and shower in the morning. He did some dumbbell exercises to tire himself out, took his vitamins to make up for his bad diet, and he played a fan made Pokemon game. When he finally did get sleepy, he asked himself what he was doing with his life. He had a decent job, but it was a career dead end. Mask work was fun, getting scores was fun, but, well, he assured himself that they only targeted people and companies with insurance, and they had people to take steps to prevent people like him. And in that way, it made it a contest to the victor the spoils and to the loser insurance money. Plenty of times they simply sold their loot right back to the owner without asking for much, maybe just a little bit more than street value. And sparring. Sparring was fun, and battles were fun too, honestly. Gambling with your life against a worthy opponent, it was a rush. It was better than sex. Sex was just a substitute for love anyway, as Shin saw it, and he nearly drifted to sleep. But an urge struck him then. Hanako, play enka music, and he fell asleep before the first song was over. Megumi hadn't planned on the day going the way that it had. She just intended a nice visit, some getting to know you, maybe the first kiss, But it had been so good with Hiroi. And then that Shinichi and his porno, but then her curiosity and Spider Queen. Was it wrong for her to have gotten excited about making a man her love slave? And then Hiroi had been so gentle, true to his word, and he'd taught her things that the movies hadn't, and she found she liked giving as much as receiving, and she was bursting with excitement, but who could she even talk to? Momo wasn't really her friend. They were just a team because they were in the same homeroom class at school. Momo was an airheaded pretty girl who aspired to being a trophy wife. Please. Then who? She browsed around on Twitter using her Oni Girl account, which had 15 followers. Well, that was going to change, she hoped. And she tweeted out, "Happy to announce that I had my second date with Pivot. I'm very happy with how things are going." She regretted using happy twice, but it was too late now. Responses were rapid. A Twitter user named Gyarukatsu asked for details, to which she replied, "A lady does not give details to a stranger. Sorry." "Pivot can arch me any day," tweeted someone named Supa Foxy with three X's. Megumi checked Super Foxy's info. Her previous tweets had been about scoring at Cape Town. So she replied, "Sorry, Pivot doesn't arch mask chasers. I'm the real thing, girl, and he's not arching me. We're dating." Wolfgal commented on that, hashtag glove drop. And then Wolfgal followed Oni Girl. "You ever get tired of being a goody goody, drop me a line. I've had it partnering with men. By the way, Pivot likes it blindfolded," Wolfgal sent as a direct message. Megumi responded, "Thanks. Tell me more about him." "He doesn't cheap out on White Day. He always gets drunk on plum wine during Hanami. He likes back rubs, and he cries every time he watches Grave of the Fireflies. Oh, and he likes it if you do it in costume. He doesn't care one way or the other if he's dressed up, but he loves it when you are," Wolfgal replied. "Oh, thanks again, girl." Oni Girl followed Wolfgal back. Supa Foxy didn't know what mask chaser meant. Oni Girl's next tweet was, "Officially arching Entropos. Get well soon." And she ended with a smiley face. Megumi then put her phone onto its charger and looked at her battered second-hand gloves and her handcuffs and her goggles. She wanted a chance to do some real good, stop a crime, help people during an emergency, be a real heroine. So far, all she'd done was meet Hiroi, accidentally hospitalize in Tropos, and trash a mask chaser on Twitter. Every journey is taken one step at a time, she told herself. And she thought of Hiroi's face when they'd made love. She hadn't sent him to heaven, but for a first time, she felt quite satisfied. She hoped that he was too. And back in his bedroom, Hiroi was staring at the empty space on his ceiling that used to have a poster of Foxfire and Pivot in a happier time. He liked Megumi, but Oni Girl would have to oppose Pivot if they ever went for a score, especially if he hurt security guards. He knew that she wouldn't accept they knew what they signed up for as an acceptable excuse. He despised security guards. They were fake cops. Hiroi rolled over onto his side and faced the wall. He really did like Megumi. She had her own issues, but at least she didn't try to control him, and she never once insulted him. It was cool that she liked porn too, and he fell asleep smiling. Monday came. Hiroi could never enjoy a Monday, new romance or not. He waited for his folks to use the shower first. Lurking about on Twitter, he saw that Wolfgal had followed Oni Girl, and then Pivot followed Oni Girl. Uh-oh. Wolfgal was bad news. She'd pretended to love him the first time, and then after Harumi, well, things had been rough, and he could never forget that Wolfgal had literally stabbed him in the back and stolen a score. He and Shin both had scars from that night. Wolfgal was a real demon woman. She was psychotic. He'd have to warn Megumi carefully so she wouldn't think that he was just bad mouthing an ex. Man, Wolfgal really learned how to push his buttons, though. And he tweeted, "It's true, I have dated Oni Girl, and she is arching in Tropos. She's the one who sent him to the hospital." And Tropos replied, "I get released today. I'll need another couple days, but then you better watch out." Was that warning for her or me? I need to know how hard I should laugh, Pivot replied. Go dance in traffic, Pivot. I'll take out your bulldog, and then you and I will have our precious rematch. I'll beat you like the two times before. And then Wolfgal chimed in on Twitter. You take out Oni Girl and Pivot, and there won't be anyone to stop me from eating you all up, piggy. And then a hero that he had sparred with once before named Golden Boy tweeted, Villains taking each other out? I encourage this. Clean up Yokohama for me. Pivot replied, Oh, go play in the company gymnasium, wage slave. Nobody respects salary masks. Salary mask was a play on salaryman, office drones. Pivot really hated corporate masks. They were PR pukes and fake cops rolled into one. You just keep away from my company, Pivot, or I'll put you behind bars, Golden Boy retorted. As I recall, I left you gasping on the grass, unable to stand, Pivot sneered. And then Surprise Peach chimed in. You watch your step, Pivot, in case you tangle with me. Pivot replied with a laughing emoji. And then he waited 10 seconds and replied, Oh, you're serious. Let me laugh harder. And added 3 more laughing emojis. Then it was time to shower and get ready for work. Momo texted Megumi, Can you believe your boyfriend publicly humiliated me? Twitter isn't public. Mask Twitter doubly so. And honestly, you were asking for it. You're a nobody schoolgirl who can't fight. A Sukeban could take you out. Not if she didn't have her yo-yo. They always have their yo-yos. And then she'd burn your face with a cigarette, and let's be honest, your looks are all you've got. You're supposed to be my teammate. Okay, Momo. As your comrade, practice and figure out your powers and learn how to fight, even if it's just one of those scream and kick to the groin classes. I meant you should encourage me. I encourage you to learn how to fight. Don't be late for school. Heiba. Heiba was something they said in Megumi's hometown in Akita. It was kind of like aloha, meaning that it was good for hello and goodbye, and it was considered very friendly. Megumi let out a small laugh. Momojisa thought Hiroi would take it easy on her despite being specifically warned that he wouldn't. And someone created a poll on her Twitter feed. Do you think supers should be called masks and cosplayers called capes? She chose yes. Separating the two would be ideal, and it should help keep everyone happy. A cape was not derogatory yet, and Megumi made it on time for school. Their homeroom teacher was Adachi Sensei. Megumi suspected that she had once been Honor Roll Momo, but she couldn't prove it. Honor Roll Momo was a heroine who had helped with disaster relief after the big earthquake. She was an esper and helped find trapped people, and she used her psychokinesis to lift rubble out of the way so rescuers could get to the victims. Megumi would ask for her autograph one of these days, and then she would know for sure. It was going to be an arts festival soon. Their class had to do something that showed Japanese art that was influenced by the art from another country. Most of the class wanted to do a sort of medley of Japanese hip hop with dancing and rhythmic clapping. Megumi wanted to paint something in the style of the 1920s. So, in Japanese fashion, they reached a consensus, and some students worked with Megumi to make posters in the art style to celebrate hip hop, and other students would do the music and performing together. That way, the whole class was involved and everyone contributed, and the nationalists got to congratulate themselves for being Japanese, and therefore better than everyone else. That attitude made Megumi sick, and it was something that she and Hiroi shared. Her drawing ended up looking like Hiroi. Nobody noticed. Megumi realized that she had it bad. At lunch, she messaged Wolfgal. Hey, did you fall for Pivot? She asked. Maybe a little. We were teenagers back then, you understand. It's hard to tell if it was just hormones. Um, but when Foxfire was with him, and when she dumped him the first time, my eyes were on him like a magnet. How did you get him? A laughing emoji. I flashed my furry wolf gal panties at him. And then she added, I also told him he and I were together and I had marked him with my scent. He was mine, and he loved it. Wolfgal was so forward. Hiroi texted her. I don't know when you'll get this, but watch out for Wolfgal. She's dangerously psychotic. I have scars from her betrayal. Literal. Call me after school, okay? I'm on lunch break, she replied. I'll be careful. It's all I ask, Megumi. I know you can handle most stuff. Megumi sent a heart emoji. She wanted to just say the words, but she couldn't. She was afraid that he would reject her if she said the L word too soon for his comfort. Maybe he had a rule for that, for when it was okay. And then she snorted a laugh. Furry panties. Oh, they must have been so uncomfortable. She reread what Wolfgal had written. He loved it when she took control. Spider Queen. He had play fought with her before they had made love. He wanted to let her take control. He was afraid of losing control, so he had to struggle to not be afraid, but then gladly allowed. Spider Queen. That's why he had that movie. He was a secret submissive. Pivot. He pivoted either direction. It was right there in his name. He was reticent until she had hugged him. She knew what to do now. I want to go to the King Moho shrine after school, she texted him, and then she went back to class. Seijiro kept looking at her. What was his deal? She checked her uniform. Nothing out of place. She looked at Jiro and then she frowned. He looked away. She concentrated on school. At one point, some mean girls separated Momo from the others. Megumi saw it happening, and duty called. Now, don't you flirt with Eiji. He's mine, Hashimoto said, and she shoved Momojisa into the bathroom. Uh-oh, things were about to get ugly. Megumi hurried over. There were two girls who tried to stop her. Bathroom's full, farm girl, one said. Girl, I will crush you if you don't take a walk right now, Megumi growled. The two girls moved. She shoved the door open. You back away from Mazuki and I won't hurt you, Megumi shouted. Stay out of this, cow, said a girl holding a cigarette menacingly. She scoffed. You aren't Sukeban. You just watch some TV shows. Piss off, Megumi growled, flexing her hands. Momo was pushed to the ground, and Megumi heard scissors cutting something. That's it, Megumi shouted. I'm going to crush all of you. You don't mess with my friends. And she started slamming girls into each other until they backed away, and Hashimoto, holding a hank of Momo's hair like a trophy, pulled away. I scalped you, bitch, she shouted. Megumi stole her scissors and bent them out of shape. Touch Azuki again, and I bend you, bitch. You try that Sukeban crap in my school again, and I collect your teeth, Megumi said with her rage boiling cold. The mean girls ran away. Megumi helped Momo up and gave her a hug. Momo cried. Why did she do that? Eiji isn't her boyfriend. Why did those girls attack me? I don't know why bullies do what they do. It's not right, Megumi replied, her anger replaced with a sadness. Momo was an idiot, but she did no harm to anyone. Let's look at your hair and see what we can do, Megumi said. The hair that had been cut was a jagged part in front. Megumi played with Momo's hair a little, smoothing it down. I think it looks cute, like a mask. Momo smiled. The joke's on Reiko then, isn't it? Don't let them steal your smile, Momo. You keep on being nice and smile for everyone, even Reiko Hashimoto. Momojisa wiped her eyes with a napkin. Right. We win by being invincible to their cruelty, she said. Megumi clenched her hand in her own. Moon goddess warriors fight for everlasting peace, she said. Everlasting peace, Momo replied. Megumi escorted Momo to her locker, smiling. All the bullies had vanished. Cowards. They separated, and Megumi called Hiroi as she walked towards the gate to leave school grounds. It's Megu. How's my Hiroi doing? She asked. Dull day at the office. How was school? He replied. Exciting, of course. We're doing an arts festival, and I smacked around some bullies. I remember those. Bullies or art festivals? Yes. Are you coming to meet me at school? God, no. I'll never set foot by a high school ever again. She was disappointed. Meet me at the station? He agreed to meet her at the train station she had indicated and hung up the phone. As they rode the train and walked towards the shrine, Megumi explained what had happened. Man, I never knew girls got so mean. Cutting the hair? Cigarette burns? Megumi nodded. Sukeban fighting with yo-yos is serious business. They use solid wood. She took his hand. He tried to pull away. I didn't restore your hand-holding privileges. She smiled sweetly. Considering where this hand has touched, you certainly did. And more. You're all mine now. King Moho will witness. Hiroi paused and pulled away again. Now that I do remember Sukebon burning the face of a girl with their cigarettes. Cruel. And I just want to remind you that I distinctly remember telling you that you don't own me. She continued to walk, and he followed her. They reached the torii gate outside the shrine. Megumi clapped twice, and then she took his hand again. There is a difference between belonging and ownership. I don't own you, but you do belong to me, she said, and pulled him towards the shrine. Hiroi followed her, sputtering. Pay the shrine and clap, Hiroi, Megumi ordered. He tossed in a 500 yen coin. King Moho, thank you for giving Hiroi to me. I promise to take good care of him and make him happy. It's all I ask, sister, Moho said. Megumi shrieked and stumbled. Hiroi caught her. Please explain to Megumi that you gave her to me, not the other way around, he asked the god. King Moho laughed. I didn't give anybody. You're not mine. I just bring you together. You're more better together. Megumi bowed. Thank you, King Moho. He's mine now, Megumi said. Hiroi scoffed. Okay, this has gone too far now. Bothering King Moho with this, we're done here. He turned to leave, but Megumi picked him up and then set him down beside her next to the shrine. He struggled in her arms. Don't make me use my power in judo, he shouted. Moho just smiled at them. Megumi held his face in her hands and pulled him down for a kiss with her eyes closed. He sighed and enfolded her in his arms. It looks to me you're where you belong, Moho said, and then he vanished. Ending the kiss, Megumi said, See, you belong to me. It's not a bad thing. Did Wolfgal put you up to this? No. Spider Queen. There's a real Spider Queen? Ha! No. But she made you want me like I was water in the desert. I know what you want now. You just let Megumi take over and I will make you happy, she said and kissed him again. Do you promise to keep me? He asked in a small voice with tears dripping from his eyes. I'll keep you. You're all mine, she said. He sagged into her, caressing her shoulders. God, I love how strong you are. I'm yours. I promise to be good to you. I promise to be good to you too, my Hiroi. Say it again. Call me yours. You are my Hiroi, all mine, forever and ever, she whispered. She felt his heart fluttering against her shoulder, and there was an erection against her ribs. He was a submissive. We're going to my home now, and I'm going to show you off to my family and rock your world, she said firmly. Yes, Megumi, I'd like to meet your family and have lots of sex with you, he said faintly. Yes, you do, she said, and she led him down the stairs. Do your parents know that you're Oni girl? He asked. No, I just work out a lot, they think. Okay, good to know. Does your dad or your stepmom know your pivot? They don't know who pivot is. They walked to the train station. Hey, I'm hungry. Do you want to eat first? Okay. She let Hiroi pick where they ate. Controlling everything was not only bad girlfriend, it was crazy. She knew that he just wanted to feel safe and protected, not to be bossed around. They ate at his favorite soba shop. She also took an iron pill with her soup and offered him one as well. Hiroi took it with thanks, certain that he could use a little more in his diet. Oyama-san, the soba mama, said, "Hey, Matsui-san, she's a big fish. Don't throw her back." And they laughed together. "Yeah, he caught a good one," Megumi said. Around then, Shin sauntered in. "I want something hot, as hot as you, Oyama-san," he said, laying his money on the counter. "Negazawa, you're so naughty. I'm a married woman, you know. But I'll make your noodles so hot you'll breathe fire. Yes, please." Ah, crap. "Hey, Shin," Hiroi said. Shinichi spotted them. "Well, well, the schoolgirl. Ain't she a little young for you, Hiroi?" Shin asked. "Relax, Shin. I'm going to meet her family today." "How sweet. Meanwhile, Entropos wants both of you, and Wolfgal's back in the scene, surely to cause no trouble at all for any of us," Shin said. "Shin, you aren't going to do the angry single friend in the romance movie thing, are you?" Megumi asked. He collected his noodles and sat down beside her. "The pros are talking business, girl. Hush and learn," Shin said. Megumi's eyes narrowed. She looked at Hiroi. "Shin, don't be a dick. Megumi, hush and learn." She fumed quietly. "Hiroi, never silence me. I will not have it." "Megumi, I'm sorry if I disrespected you, but we need to talk shop, and as my pupil, your job is to learn from me. Please listen and learn while we talk about our enemies, which includes your new friend Wolfgal, who follows her own rules," Hiroi said, precisely exercising patience. Shin nodded and slurped his noodles. "Sorry, Oni girl, I don't do diplomacy. That's his job," he said around a mouthful of food, pointing at Hiroi with his chopsticks. Shin burst into sweat. "Whew, super hot," he exclaimed. Hiroi then said, "All right, so Mendo, that's Entropos. He says he'll need another couple days, but he's a liar and a cheater, so be alert. Wolfgal says she's this close to arching him, but she's a liar too, and a traitor, so we can't trust her either. He could have pulled her in as a partner against Megumi." "What are Wolfgal's powers?" Megumi asked. Hiroi sighed. "That's a good question. She's agile. She's strong enough. She's got steel claw weapons and a lethal bite. She fights like a demon, too," he explained. "Does she have wolf teeth?" "Sort of. They look normal until she wants to fight," Shin answered. "Does she really wear furry panties?" "She did in high school. I've got pictures," Shin said. "Hey, don't look at me like that. She modeled." "She thought panty flashing was a way to say hello," Hiroi explained. "Is she as strong as me?" Megumi asked. Hiroi snorted. "Not even close. She's maybe as strong as Shin, weaker than us, but her reflexes are scary quick, and she's savage with her claws and fangs. She always bites," Hiroi said. "So I could take her alone." "I doubt it, Megumi. Don't take that risk. You need experience, and maybe some armor. She taught us how important armor is, didn't she, Shin?" Shin slurped the last of his bowl. "Yeah, we both have reminders of how much she loved us." "You mean both of you?" "Yeah, we took turns. She loved having two boyfriends. Until she didn't anymore." "Is she pretty?" "Yeah, I'd say so. You couldn't tell from the wolf mask, but yeah," Shin said. "Anyway, we can't trust either of them to tweet the truth. Her aggressive befriending of you is in character, but so is stabbing a friend in the back. Literally," Hiroi said. "Meanwhile, Golden Boy threw down the glove, so are we gonna
Do a score on Nippon Mega, put the PR puke back in his place? Agreed. I can't help you do that. We know, Megumi. We don't do collateral damage, and we only score on the insured. We also offer to sell what we steal back to the rightful owners, undamaged and uncompromised. We're not industry spies, Hiroi said. Shin nodded along. So don't talk scoring around me. And if my team catches you in the middle of a score, we'll have to try to stop you, she insisted. Understood, Shinichi said. Well, you kids have fun. Call me when you don't have a chaperone, he added, waving goodbye. Jamata ne, Hiroi said. Now, see, this way it's a contest. We aren't just stealing to steal. We steal from the people who can stop us. We steal from gangs and zaibatsus. Please don't talk about breaking the law, Megumi asked. I remind you, you knew from before our first date who I was. You chose me. I gave you the chance to back out, Hiroi said stiffly. I know. Just please? He pursed his lips in an air kiss. Yes, dear. Megumi smiled. Let's meet my family, she said. I hope I don't embarrass you. Believe it or not, you're out of my league. She held his hand again as they walked towards the correct train station. I really thought we'd get more looks with you in your uniform and all, Hiroi said. Enjo Kosai is widespread now. Paid dating is almost accepted rather than just tolerated, Megumi explained. That doesn't make me feel better. Remember, 18. Hey, isn't that an old American rock song? Are you talking about Edge of 17? Ah, you old geezer. That song is older than both of us put together. I like that song. Me too. And they softly sang the chorus together. Just like that dove with white wings sings a song. You know the one. They had to catch a bus, too. Okay, it's finally worth my while to just buy a car, Hiroi complained. Ooh, then we can go on little day trips, just the two of us. Or take a vacation and drive to Akita, Megumi cooed. Is that where your accent's from? I thought it was Sado. Oh, you already knew. I told you. Got you. And then an elderly woman who was waiting by the bus stand with them smiled. I used to live in Akita. Heiba! Heiba! Megumi replied to her. Hiroi just nodded with a polite smile. Stuff was fixin' to get hillbilly. He couldn't understand much of what they said after that. Their Japanese was so full of slang and accents that it was like a different language altogether to his Yokohama ears. Megumi and the elderly woman laughed and chatted until the bus arrived. Megumi was able to sit next to him, apart from the old lady. Did you catch any of our conversation? She asked him. Something about raising pigs? He guessed, and she frowned. Yes, but I get the feeling that you just guessed. He shrugged. I even have trouble talking to people from Kansai. I'm sorry. She smiled gently. It's okay, really. I'm not a hillbilly, she added defensively. I know you're smart. You're not a dumb peasant. Even though you want to be a vet tech so that you can go back to your hometown and take care of farm animals. Her smile vanished. Are you making fun of me? He nodded. Face it, babe, you're a farm girl. You want to go back to the farm. It's okay. I'm a city boy. One is not better than the other, he said with a patronizing grin. Don't you condescend to me. I can kick your butt, she whispered. It makes me hot when you beg me to humble you, he whispered right back. You and me need to decide who's boss. Maybe can you be late getting home? He asked. Oh, we'll go straight there, and then it will be on, like mushrooms on mulch, she said, her tan face growing darker. I love it when you talk hillbilly, he teased. You are such a jerk. Why do I like you? I'm dying to find out, babe. I really am. He followed her off the bus, and then he felt shame. Megu Megu, I'm sorry, he said as she stomped away, swinging her bag. She turned to face him. She knew it would happen, but she was still furious. She saw it in his face. That look that said, I know you want to leave, but please don't. I said I wouldn't abandon you. I meant it. You're making it hard to love you, she admitted. He staggered. You just said, he whispered, I think I'm in love with you. I can't help it, she said, running to him. She lost control in her emotional state, and his ribs protested. He tapped out. She dropped him abruptly and covered her mouth in shock. I'm sorry, Hiroi. Are you okay? He sat down, struggling to breathe. Megumi, I owe you now. I will demonstrate my strength on you next, he said, rubbing his side. I said I was sorry, she replied reproachfully. She helped him up, though. And you had the bad taste to drop the L bomb on me, he retorted. Bad taste? You. She began. He held up a hand. It's a self effacing joke. You might want to give your feelings time to simmer before you decide for sure that you're in love with a jerk like me. She paused. Okay, let's hurry on, she said, and briskly set off for home. She lived in a third floor apartment with her parents. Her mother was home. Welcome home, Megumi. Who's your friend? The heavy-set woman asked. Hi, Mom. This is Coach Goro's son, Hiroi Matsui. Hiroi bowed. Hello, Meguro-san. Your home is very cozy looking, he said. Megumi's mom smiled. He doesn't just say the polite stock phrases. I like him. Please come in, she said. Her hair was cut short, and her skin was a deeper tan than her daughter's. I guess you'll want to be alone to study. I'll just bring you some snacks in a few minutes, she said, and bustled away. She says a lot and not much at the same time, Hiroi observed as he removed his shoes. If you get her going, though, Megumi added, pulling him to her bedroom. Help me with my homework, and then we can get to sparring quicker. She pointed where he could set his satchel. Ah, you remember rule number one, he said, and then he gave her a lingering kiss. You aren't playing fair. I'm still mad at you, she protested faintly, and then she gave him a kiss in return. And I'm still mad at you, he said, kissing her again and hugging her tight, but then also restraining himself. She broke away, breathing heavily. You are so bad. My mom's home and all, she said. Her eyes were glazing over. Homework time, right? He asked. Right, she said, sitting at her desk. Meguro-san brought a tray with some cheese crackers and peach-flavored sodas. I hope these are okay, she said almost apologetically. Oh, I love this soda. Thank you, Hiroi said. Megumi didn't really need his help with her homework, but he watched over her shoulder and provided moral support. Rule number one, fulfill your obligations. Don't touch me right now or I'll be all over you, Megumi whispered. Whoa, a steamy connection in your essay about the Sengoku period? He teased. She looked up from her history book and said, It's been building since my confession. When we spar tonight, I'm gonna. She blushed and then giggled. What, stomp me? He asked. He was confused now. I'm gonna be in costume, and I'm gonna make you humble in the best way. At this, his eyes flashed. Oh, you're gonna make me humble? She nodded lasciviously. You're going to call me your queen tonight. Don't make promises you can't keep, grasshopper, he said. She looked down at his pants. Cover your pride, hero. Don't you mean cover your shame? I know what I said. Hiroi adjusted and tucked. Better? He asked. Good enough so my mom won't try to steal you, she said with a smile and licked her lips. So, the Sengoku period, Hiroi began. Right, Megumi said and got back to work with a sigh. Are you doing all right in there? Do you need more provisions, my textbook soldiers? Meguro-san asked as she burst in with a grin. No, ma'am, thank you, Hiroi said. We're okay, Mom. Hiroi is treating me to dinner tonight, Megumi said. I am? He asked. Yes, because I won at the pool, she said significantly. Oh, yeah, she embarrassed me at the pool, he said. Meguro-san left with the tray and the empty soda cans. I dislike unnecessary lies. Rule number one, lies are always going to complicate things. Megumi nodded. When I beat you tonight, dinner is my prize. Not a real lie, she said. Well, when I win, my prize is nasty costume sex, she interrupted. Hmm, Wolfgal, right? He asked. She nodded. He sighed. Well, I'll never turn it down, but I don't like her blabbing about me. I promise I won't gossip, she replied. Chicks always gossip. Masked chicks doubly so. Not me, Hiroi. You're my man, and I don't want any chicks daydreaming about about what they hear from me, she insisted. He smiled and said, Your homework, madam. Megumi finished as Hiroi goofed off on his phone. Garukatsu tweeted, Hey, Oni girl, how's Pivot kissing? He replied, Katsumi, you tagged me. Bad manners to talk about private things in a public forum. Sorry, Pivot, she replied. No worries. Tell Gongdora I said hello. And then he messaged Foxfire. Hey, I want you to know that I'm sorry for the times that I was a jerk. I'm happily dating Oni Girl now, and I think Wolfgal is back in town, so watch out for her. Harumi replied, You are dating one of those schoolgirls. I'm so mad at you, but I have to settle up with Wolfgal, so she better watch out for me. I was single when I said it. I don't lie to you. At least I've never needed to. Oh, it's fine, Bay. Your bulldog will bore you, and if I don't have anything better, I'll settle for you until I do. Kisses. No, that's not how it works. No settling, no kisses. I'm not going back to you, you crazy toxic bitch. You'll miss that sweet, sweet candy before long. He turned off his phone in disgust and told his glands to shut up. Okay, all done. Megumi put her books and her homework away. She grabbed her Oni girl uniform and put it in her bag. Did you like my surprise in your satchel? She asked. You mean the trophy? I decided that I like it very much, he answered. She blushed. Good. She led him to the door and gently pushed him out. The proprieties, sir, she said before closing the door to change out of her school uniform. He went to sit down in the living room. Megumi's mom was watching TV. Are we all done for the night? She asked. Yep, Megumi's very smart, Hiroi said. We're proud of her. How long have you been friends? Not long, but she does know my father and my stepmother very well, he admitted. Oh, that's nice. She says your dad is a great swimming coach. She's very kind to say that, ma'am. Hiroi awkwardly patted his knees. I work for an insurance company, he said. I encouraged Megumi to pursue her dream of veterinary medicine, he added. Oh, that's nice. We encourage her dream too. Megumi usually didn't fret over her appearance much, but tonight she could not be satisfied with her hair. She kept trying different things and gave up to just wrap two pigtails and ribbons. By the time she was ready, in a red dress. She saw Hiroi and her mom were playing Go. Your mom was telling me about how your ancestors were samurai, Hiroi said with a smile, placing a black stone on the board. I predict your victory in 7 moves, Hiroi-chan, Megumi-san said. Do you see your mistake? He asked. Yes, this one here. She indicated the white stone that she had placed that would lead to her defeat. Would you like to take back the moves? He offered. No, you have a nice dinner. Home before midnight, okay? She said and was already cleaning up the board. Was I really taking that long? Megumi asked. Hiroi nodded. They hurried to leave. I looked up restaurants in the area and I found a teppanyaki place. Very romantic, he said. Do you want to settle before dinner? She asked. He nodded. I know a park. Well, it's more of a playground. Good enough. They masked up in the public restrooms at the playground. They squared off about 8 feet apart. Rules? She asked. No groping, no groin attacks, no kissing, and most important, no hard feelings. She smiled at this, and then she grimaced. They bowed and took their stances. Begin, Pivot said. He began by weighing her down. She adjusted well. Playing right into his hands, she circled to his left and then dashed forward. He lightened her and tripped her as she lost her balance, overcompensating. He weighed her again as she fell. Pivot stepped back, anticipating a sweep kick, but she did not do that. She rolled backward to get to her feet and then stepped forward, her hands held high in a stance that he didn't quite recognize. It lifted her blouse, and he saw her navel. His concentration slipped as he thought about kissing her navel. She lunged forward with a side kick that knocked him airborne, if only briefly. The shock from her blow numbed his chest at first, and he forgot how to breathe. Landing jogged his memory, but his lungs were not cooperating. She stood over him and grabbed his shirt. She stopped her fist inches from his face and pulled him up to his feet. He finally gulped air. Do you want to continue? As I see it, we're tied 1-1, Onigirl said. Pivot nodded, struggling for each breath. Onigirl frowned and then nudged him. He fell flat on his back. It was a hell of a nudge, okay? Onigirl is strong. Pivot could finally breathe normally again. Victory is mine, Goldfish-san, she said. Not done yet, Pivot protested, staggering to his feet. He resumed his stance. Come on, Pivot, you don't have any fight left in you. Don't be a fool, Onigirl said. I do not surrender. Take your stance or forfeit. That nudge doesn't count as a point, Pivot growled. Onigirl was mad again. You stubborn ox! I don't want to break you, she screamed. Fiercer warriors than you have tried! I'm Pivot! Onigirl threw a wild haymaker punch. Pivot helped her swing carry her over him and to the ground. Now it's 2-1. Do you want to continue? She tried to kip up, but he weighed her down in mid-jump. She landed on her shoulders and the ground shook. I could count that one, but I don't, Pivot said. She whirled her legs to resume a crouch, knowing Pivot saw her panties and hoping that it distracted him. Sorry, I'm not in high school anymore. Panty flashing does nothing, he scoffed. Onigirl threw a roundhouse kick that would have felled a spruce tree. Pivot lightened her, caught her foot contemptuously, and pushed. She fell. Your loss, 3-1, he said before she even hit the ground. I won because you were overcome by hubris and your discipline failed you, he said. She nodded and then held up her hand. Pivot pulled her to her feet. She bowed. Thank you for the lesson, Sensei, she said. Are you in love with me now? He asked. I'm not sure, if I'm being honest, she replied. Good. Good? She could not believe him. First, few things are really sure. Show me a sure person and I'll suspect they're a fanatic. Second, be honest. I'm not a prize, I know. Now you do too. Oni girl looked at her shoes. Do you love me? She whispered. I hope so. I don't think I know how to love. Not all of my ex girlfriends are crazy, so I'm sure I'm to blame for ruining those relationships, and maybe a few of the crazy ones too, he confessed, feeling very vulnerable there in that empty park. Pivot, am I different from your other girls? Do you think you might be making the same mistakes? She asked. Oni girl, I'm scared that I'm making new and very likely catastrophic mistakes with you. But if it will lead to disaster, at least it will be a spectacular, beautiful disaster. Let me be your beautiful disaster, then, she said. He nodded. Let's go. I'm hungry now. Wait, I promised you. Nasty costume sex, I heard. You aren't Wolf Gal, thank Moho, and I'm not 17-year-old pivot that she seduced. You don't want me? I do, believe it. I just don't want to do what Wolfgal wants us to do. Let's get to some neutral territory fast. Something smells. They heard a wolf howling. Crap. Back to back, Pivot ordered. Not for the first time. He wished for a cool multi-optic lenses in his goggles. The howl echoed off the restrooms as they went back to back, ready for a fight and looking everywhere. Pivot, come out to play. Aroo! Wolfgal taunted and howled. Oni girl, have you ever danced with a devil in the pale moonlight? Wolfgal asked from the darkness. The park's lamps only helped her hide in the shadows. Wolfgal, you uncultivated bitch. It's have you ever danced with the devil? Pivot yelled. And then he saw the movement. 8 o'clock, he shouted and turned to face her. Oni girl looked around in confusion before matching him. Rule number 1, learn tactical communications and lingo. Wolfgal charged and then leaped. Pivot weighed her down and sidestepped. Oni girl mirrored him. Good girl. Wolfgal growled and flashed her steel claws. Why the attack, Wolfgal? We haven't wronged you, Oni girl asked. She doesn't need to be avenging herself to attack. She just gets the urge, Pivot explained, increasing the weight to 200 pounds on Wolfgal. She fell down to one knee. Stronger, Pivot. Respect, Wolfgal admitted. Will you play nice, or do I hold you on the ground until we leave? He asked. I surrender. I'll be good, Wolfgal promised with a smile. I'll sniff you out anyway, she added. You're a loony. You smell like humans do, not wolves, Pivot said, releasing her. Did you spy to see Oni Girl in action? He asked. Maybe I didn't spy at all. Maybe I found you and wanted to test you. You are stronger, my love. I only hurt you to make you stronger. You don't love anyone. You're a crazy bitch. Go home, he ordered. Maybe I'll go to your home, sneak into your bed and play my what big boobs I have, she said. Please, I've got better right here. Go to your home and take your meds, Pivot said, with scorn filling his voice. He backed away a few feet. Never turn your back on Wolfgal, and then beckoned Oni Girl. Oni Girl laughed. Red Riding Hood jokes? Are you serious? And then she joined Pivot. Wolfgal waved with a grin and sprinted away, howling and laughing. Big bad wolf has big bad boobs. Pivot had to laugh at that. Do not underestimate her. She's vicious, he warned, catching his breath again. Onigirl felt ashamed of her flat chest again. Wolfgal is busty, isn't she? She observed. Yeah, and she's pretty, and she's psychotic, and a traitor, and a whore, and I want nothing to do with her, Pivot said, sensing her discomfort. Whereas Oni Girl is sexy and buff and sweet. Hiroi took Megumi to dinner after all, and he got her home before midnight. It was a school night after all. Craftsman had gone on a solo patrol out by the wharfs. His winged drone glided overhead, scouting and scanning, feeding data to his multi-optics helmet. Craftsman's uniform wasn't designed to be distinctive at all. Everything was just a matte blue for night concealment. Black actually stands out against the dark when you're outside. Not a lot of people knew that. As he grapple gunned his way onto the rooftops, he found something upsetting. He directed his wing drone to circle the area in surveillance mode and released his new toy, a centipede like crawler drone. The crawler was sheathed in silicon so it didn't make noise as it crawled along. There could be no doubt. A masked woman was laying unconscious on the rooftop.